teased in the last couple of videos about an announcement for the channel that I've been excited to reveal. No, stop, don't. For the past couple of videos, I have teased an announcement for the channel. Now I am finally excited to announce that our friends at Peak have decided to once again sponsor the channel ahead for the 70th edition of the U.S. Nationals. So once again, your presenting sponsor for our U.S. Nationals coverage for 2024 will be Peak Performance. But not only that, Peak has stepped up in a huge way to boost their involvement with the channel, and they have hooked us up with a really cool giveaway that we get to give to you, the viewers of this channel that have supported us along the way as we get close to our 10,000 subscriber. They have given us a really cool swag bag down here. Take a look at this. This really cool Peak Performance drawstring bag. And not only that, there's a lot of cool things in here that you get to see. For instance, you like the hat I wear? Well, you can get one of your own. This really cool Peak Performance racing hat, really old school, one of my favorite hats that I get to wear. On top of that, not one, two Peak flags. You get a Blue Death flag and a classic Peak Performance flag. So you can support Peak and John Force Racing any way you want. Not only that, you get this really cool notebook as well as a pen that's in here as well. There it is. Not only that, what kind of giveaway wouldn't be perfect without stickers and a whole lot of them? Like, they sent us a gift package back in March, and we didn't even have half this stuff, so they stepped up in a huge way to help celebrate the 70th edition of the U.S. Nationals and help thank you, the viewers, that have supported us along the way. Now, this isn't just the only one we got. We have 3 of these that we're going to be giving away. So, if you want to be involved, subscribe to the channel today, because on Monday, August 26th, 1 week before eliminations for the 70th edition of the U.S. Nationals, we are going to open a form that you can sign up on, so that way you have a chance to win one of these 3 cool swag bags that we have back at home. So if you want to be sure to get your chance to win, subscribe to the channel today, so that way you can stay up to date when that form is released. Alright, so first day on the job, you're at an NHRA event, getting to compete in your first ever national event. What are the emotions like as you woke up this morning coming to the track?
Yeah, I felt strangely calm, I'll have to say. I feel like we've had a lot to do leading up to this, and I jammed a lot into yesterday too, so I haven't really had time to sit down and think about it, but I woke up feeling strangely calm. I feel calm right now. I feel like we're ready for this, so I feel good.
And last time I talked to you was back at PRI when you announced this deal with Joe Maynard, and you talked about your plans heading into this. Now that you've gotten to this point, talk about what that process was like starting all the way back in December, getting these sponsorships together, and then getting yourself prepared as you get set to hop in this car today.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous amount of work for the whole team, not just for me. I came over in February, and we have had a lot to do. I've also been at all the events up until now on the circuit with Tony and the rest of the team. But back in the shop, there's been a lot of work setting all this together with the car, the trailer, the parts, the tools, building engines, doing everything, and everything from, just like you mentioned, sponsors, and also the look of everything, just deciding what we're gonna do, marketing campaigns, and it's definitely been a lot, but it's also been super fun and very rewarding to see all of this come together, and I think I will enjoy it a little extra having been part from the beginning and see us build this up. So.
And then when you walked in today and you get to see this trailer with your name on the side of it and your face in the background, just thinking back to being over in Europe, dreaming of being in this position right now, what are those emotions like, just thinking back to a couple years ago, now being able to realize it here today?
Yeah, I don't think it's settled in that much yet. I don't think I've had time to, take a step back and look at it. I think that's probably going to happen after we have done this and you get a little more time to sit down and see it. But I'm very proud of everything we have done as a team and how far we have come. And I will have to say that seeing this trailer roll out of the garage on yesterday morning or 2 days ago, it was kind of a surreal feeling seeing it roll out, just like you said, with my name and my face on it. It's definitely not something that I had imagined if you look back 10 years ago.
And then one of the things I also talked to you about as well was that connection that you would have with Tony Schumacher being your corner. Not only that, but with your Dodge connection, you also have guys like Tony Stewart, Matt Hagan, and Cruz Pedregon. How much has that helped you in getting this learning curve, going from the European style of drag racing to these kinds with a little bit more aggressive than what we might see over there?
Well, of course, having people like that around me that are very have been in the sport for a long time and know a lot. For example, me and Leah took a long drive from Phoenix when we had been shooting with Dodge and over to Lake Havasu, and we just talked about everything that was done without being in the car, basically. Everything from when you start lining up the car and going into the water box, and then everything from after the run to when you get back. And it could be small stuff like how do you prepare when someone is pushing you off the track. We usually have cars towing us off the track. Small changes that might not seem much to a lot of people, but that just helps me to know what's going on over here. So she's been a good help with getting me up to speed on all of those kind of things. And of course, having Tony as a teammate too, he has had a lot of experience in this. And I feel like even though we haven't had that many test sessions together, we are coming into a season now where we will be running side by side and going to be able to learn from each other. And I think that's exciting too.
You talk about some of those small, minute details that are the differences between how the FIA does things and how the NHRA does things. You get to come into this event, only 15 cars. You don't have to worry about being knocked out of the field or having to go home. But then you have to go immediately into the biggest race of the season and the 70th anniversary where there's 21 cars. How important are these runs this weekend going to be as you look forward to heading to literally the biggest drag race in the world?
This weekend is very much a preparation for Indy. We didn't want to come out and debut in Indy and not having put this car down on tracks without being outside of testing. So that's definitely the goal this weekend, to find a good baseline so that we feel like we can go into Indy and be a strong contender and qualify for that race. So that's exactly what we're about this weekend.
And then also, one of the things I'm always interested about as well is that sense of national pride. I talked to IndyCar drivers in the past, guys like Marcus Ericsson and Felix Rosenquist, having that sense of national pride to come over and compete on the world stage like the 500. For you to get to connect that bridge over to Europe, over here into the States, how much pride does it give you to you back home, knowing that you get to represent all the people back home here in the States?
Yeah, so this year I'm actually driving for the Swedish national team, and it's the first time ever they have drag racing on the roster, so that's very cool. We have the Swedish flag on the back of the trailer, and of course we're running it on the car too. I have lived many years on Åland Island, which is also a Finnish island, so I'm half Finnish, half Swedish, so I know that a lot of people would have liked me to also cram in the Finnish flag and the Åland Island flag, but I'm still very proud to be half Swedish, half Finnish and come from Åland Island. But driving for the Swedish national team is a really big thing for me, and I'm born in Sweden, so having this flag on the back of the car and seeing the support from the Swedes, it's definitely big for me.
And the last question, like we talked about, coming to this event, you get to just have these couple runs, you don't have to worry about going home. What is the checklist of things you want to get accomplished this week that you'll be comfortable with as you head towards the big go and the countdown?
We want to try and get some full passes in, of course. I know we are not more than 16 cars, so we don't have to worry about qualifying for this race, but that doesn't mean we don't want to qualify well. We want to get those big runs in, and we want to make sure that we know we can qualify well. We also want to, of course, head into race day feeling comfortable and want to, knock some people up on Sunday. And I've seen the sheet, and I know I'm lining up against another Rookie of the Year, Jasmine Salinas, so that's going to be very cool to be able to line up against her. She's also been someone I've had a lot of contact with both of our basically journey into Top Fuel over here. So I think that's very.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and good luck this week, and hopefully we get to see you do well here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.